I'm so happy that I knocked fear in the face and I said yes to this amazing opportunity. So, my name is Allison, and I'm a special needs mom who cannot work out of the house. When I was on TikTok, I saw a live video that was talking about a 2-hour workday and learning how to make daily pay. And I said, oh my God, I need to try this. And I am so happy that I did, because I am literally not even 2.5 months in. I made $13,000 as a complete newbie. And I stink at technology. So I was so scared that I was going to need technology. I did not. So I'm just saying, it has been such a dream come true. This community that we have got added into is absolute gold. Everybody wants everybody to win, and it's nothing like I've ever seen before. So I'm just so happy that I said yes to this, that I'm learning absolutely all the skills that I need. And I know when I look back at this a year from now, I'm going to be a part of that $1 million club. So it's amazing. Very, very amazing. I'm so happy I said yes.
The opportunity presented itself for me while I was traveling, still busy. I said, you know what, let me go ahead and lock in my spot, right? Literally, before I even got my website back, I had persons waiting on me ready to get started, right? So in my first week, I'll say it's less than a week, maybe in about 6 days apart, I was able to generate $1,200 using this blueprint. All right, fast forward, because times have changed so much. Less than 2 weeks in the company, picking up my momentum, and about my third week, I literally generated almost $3,000 in one day. Now listen. and I'm blown away by this. I'm having fun. It's not overpowering. I get to do this when I want to put in the effort to go the extra mile, and it's absolutely amazing. The community, love being a part of the community. So many amazing people, the great teaching, the support. If you are on the fence, borrow my belief. All right, borrow my belief, and you say yes to this amazing opportunity. All right.
I'm 67 years old. I have a wife, 4 kids, 12 grandchildren, 10. We found out last week, 11, and we found out later this week that our 11th great granddaughter is a girl due in September. So I have 10 grandchildren. They're all boys except 7 girls. But what I want to tell you is, you're never too old to do this. I'm 67. We have people 80, 84. We have people that are 18, 19, and everybody in between. Look quickly around the screen at everybody that's here. That shows you that anybody, I don't care what your situation is, everybody can do this successfully. We have people from all over the world, all different types of lives, all different situations, and they're still being successful. I've been a realtor. I used to say I started at 20. I actually didn't realize it. This month starts my 48th year. I actually started in real estate at 19, because this is the start. This month is my 48th year. And I made a lot of money over the years, and I made not a lot of money over the years, because it does this. And I won't go into all the times I've been broke, but I can tell you I have been. And when I saw this, I had about little over 2.5 years ago, we lost an income in the family due to health reasons. I started working in a big warehouse. I'm not going to tell you who it is, but you have a pretty good idea. We're talking 19 acres, 885,000 square feet, 7.5-minute walk at a brisk pace, and a pair of steel-toed boots across the concrete. I walked 13 to 16 miles in a 10-hour shift. The problem was I was an hour each way. 10 hours meant I was gone from the home 12 hours. 5 hours meant I was gone 7 hours. What happened was, I saw Michelle, my mentor, who popped up and said, hey, make this amount of money with a 2-hour day. And I went, that can't be right. She must put too many zeros on the end of that. I watched her for about a week, saw some other people, and said, man, I'm all in. The reason I did that is I was working 70 to 80 hours a week. I still found time to put the 2-hour workday with your income earning activity in the nooks and crannies of my day. 20 minutes here, 30 minutes there, 45 minutes, an hour. You know, as realtors, sometimes we take 2-hour lunches. I didn't do that. I figured it was time well spent to do it. And you know why? The 14 hours a week that I work replaced the income of the 35 to 40-hour week second job that I had had. That didn't include gas. That didn't include the 2-hour drive to and from. That was just the 35 to 40 hours a week, plus everything else on top of that. Because of this business, I made that. I get a little emotional about this, but the one thing that I didn't know at the time that I quit my second job was right about the time that I learned that I was going to have to be a caretaker for my wife. Good Lord was watching out for me. And I can tell you, the 12 hours I was gone is over. The 7 hours that I'm gone is over. I am here for her. We have good days and we have not so good days. But you know what? It's for better or worse. And that's why this business means so much to me. Not only am I making great money, we have fantastic friends. Let me tell you this. The people, I'm what Michelle calls an OG. I've been around a while. And let me tell you, I have more people in this community ask me about my wife on a regular basis and how things are going than people I've worked with in real estate for 15 years. If they see my face, they may ask me a question. They don't. 200 people in a warehouse, multiple nights a week, 50 of those people, 10, 15 feet apart, work with. One person. After I've now been away there 5 weeks. This last Saturday was 5 weeks that I have not had to go to that job. I had one guy who I'd worked with for 2 years as my supervisor reach out and say, hey, we're still praying for your wife. How are things going? You're really missed. Out of 200 people and 50 pretty intimately that I worked with, I get more than that just from the people in this community on an ongoing basis. I tell people that this community will restore your faith in humanity because the people that are in here care. They want to celebrate you. They don't care if you're making more money than they are. They don't care that you made money more quickly than they did. Everybody celebrates everybody else and brings everybody else along. You know, I tell people there's 15,000 people plus that are standing beside you and behind you. Not one single person, because you make 100%, not one single person is standing in front of you as some of the other businesses we've talked about going, what's in it for me? I'm your upline. I'm your, sideways, whatever. Not one person. This community will absolutely change your life. The people in here, the opportunities, Michelle hasn't told you, but she is continuing to release additional training. If she released everything she has in her brain right now, it would be like trying to drink out of a fire hose. What happens is she lets us do it a little at a time. And to give you an idea, a few weeks ago, we have training in here for how to find your perfect customer. It's different for all of us. 4.8 million people on the planet that are in social media. If only 1% of those people want to make a change in their life, that's 48 million people. There's 15,000 people here. We haven't even talked to the 1%. I mean, that's the incredible part. And there's more than enough for everybody to have more than enough. That's the thing. We don't step on each other's toes because we all have different clients and customers. We all have different stories that attract people different ways. But she gives it to us bit by bit so that we can understand it, implement it, and then move on next week and learn something new. To tell you what this woman stands for, we went in to do a Find Your Perfect Customer. It's supposed to be 2 hours. She was there for 5 hours. 5 hours not making a dime from anything she's doing because it's part of the community. Yes, she was still making money in her business because she is still involved in her business. But she sat there for 5 hours to make sure that everybody that was on that call got their questions answered and understood what they needed to do. That tells you everything you need to know right there. So I always tell people, do yourself a favor. Get back with the person that sent you here. Get with them and get off the fence, for God's sakes. You know, if you've been scrolling for 6 weeks or 6 months, how much money have you made? Probably none. Get off the fence, go back. It doesn't take anything at all to be able to get the free information and look at it. What if you spend 2 or 3 minutes and decide it's not for you? You unsubscribe, move on down the road. But what if it's exactly what you've been praying for? What if it's exactly what you've been wishing for and hoping for? What if it's that? And you didn't take the time to look. God bless. Y'all stay safe. Have a great evening. And thank you for being on here tonight.
Thank you so much for sharing, Jeffrey. Love it. Love it. And I love the fact that you're home now. So good. So good. Life-changing. That's what it's about. Money is just the byproduct to get us to the places and the people that we need to be at and with. So absolutely love that.
Awesome. Timer's set up, ready to go. Here we go. Just get ready. Hey guys, my name is Tim and I am a dad of 5 kids and I live out here in California. And I was in the corporate world. My story is probably very different than a lot of people. I literally come from the corporate world. I spent 25 years there and I was never really home. The best way to describe it when I say I was never home, I always had a cell phone. I was on a laptop. They came into my office after 25 years and they sat me down and said my role had been eliminated. I don't know about you, but you ever lost a career that you really just, you did enjoy it, but there was a lot of things that you didn't like about it, but you showed up anyway and did it because as we're raised, right? We're kids. I had 5 brothers and sisters. Sit down, shut up and listen as we were raised, right? You do exactly what you're told, not as I do, right? And then we get good grades, go to school, do all that. Settle down, marry, have a family, get a home, and have a career, and then retire. Who put in the comments one if you've ever heard that story before, because that's how I lived, that's how I was raised, right? And I did all that, and I never thought my wildest dreams where I was in my career, never thought in my wildest dreams I would have lost my career, because I was an impactful player in that company, massively impactful for the decisions and the direction where that company went. And it's a company that y'all well know, just so you're clear. But here I am. I said, you know, I got laid off, and then I said I went home for 5-6 months and kind of decompressed. The elephant came off my shoulders. I got to date my wife again. I actually got to know my kids again. It's really funny if you ever lose it and you kind of like decompress from that role. You're like, holy crap! You never realized the weight. That was the one thing I never realized: the weight, the stress, the pressure. How I showed up. I showed up ready. I always say the corporate armor that we put on before we go to work so we don't have to show a smile. We laugh at people that we wouldn't laugh at normally. We would just say, yes, this is what I need to do. But here's what I realized. After being home, I said I never wanted to go back. I actually flew 4 different in other states from California for interviews to other companies. And the one thing, I get on that plane and get ready to come home, and I go, and these were good companies. I would come home and I go, I just can't do this again. I just can't. I got home. I started to see some things around the home. And I will say something for you. A lot of you guys that are dads out there, you need to be home with your kids. They need you as they need as much as your moms. Their relationships and the things that I talk about nowadays, the gaming, the movies we watch. I'm telling you, this business is way more than just all the money you're going to hear. It is way more than the noise you just heard in my background. But we're at home. We stay at home dads here. Come on, this is the best. I hear a lot more than that normally, and I got to be under my 5 minutes. But here's what I'm going to say to you. We're home. This is what it's about. Stay at home dads, your kids need you. If there's anything I could ever tell you, you may not know it because that's not how you were raised. They need you more than you can ever possibly imagine. And I will just say this to you. I came across a video just from Michelle here that actually it just said you could learn the skills how to make $300 a day. Well, I was at a point where I had started looking for an online business, and I'm like, there was three things that I was looking for in an online business. Number one, can I talk to somebody if I ever get stuck? Like, you know how it is. Like, okay, can I talk to somebody? I'm 55 years old at the time. I just needed to know what I could do. It's 56 actually. Can I get help if I need it? They said they had training. So I'm like, okay, they said all these things. Now it's like, okay, I'll do it. So I made a decision, believe it or not, in one night. We were in the hospital. My son had surgery, blah, blah, blah. And then I said, okay, showed my wife, Marcy, what are you thinking? I said, you know what? I'm going to. But literally, I made a decision on this business in one night, just so you know. Now, as I got into here, I'm going to give you 5 tips that I think are the most important things. And my story, even before the tips I give you, I want you to share something with you. I didn't make any income for the first 3.5 months. Don't get nervous. Oh my God, what am I doing this for? I want to share something with you. I'm about on the verge of hitting $200,000 in less than 13 months. And I made no income for 3.5 months. The key behind that story, though, is these 5 tips. See, one day, and I own that, though. I own that because, see, that moment, the reason I didn't make any income, I never talked to my mentor. I never said a word to her. I, believe it or not, I'm an introvert, a very loud one, but I'm an introvert. And here's the thing about that is I never asked her a question. That's why I tell you, I own that, right? So we own the decisions we make, we own where we're at. And I understood that. So the day I asked, it was July 27th. It's the day that'll always go down in history for me, is we were on a Zoom call. And here's the thing, I did every training, everything. I showed up every day, every training. And then all of a sudden we had questions back and forth. 4 questions later, 3 days later, I started making daily pay 11 days straight. And then in 14 days, I made my first $4,050. Why do I tell you that? Is because there are 5 things I believe you need to be to have a successful online business. Number 1, you have to be coachable. When I tell you sit down, shut up and listen, or you won't get hurt, that was what our parents said to us when we're running around like crazy and your kids are driving your parents nuts. Well, we were part of that. Sit down, shut up, listen. Trust me when I tell you, I say that out of love and kindness. Number 2, this is really important because you have to be consistent every day. You're going to hear something about the common denominator about all these people that are actually doing the 6 figures. They're very consistent. There's not a problem that gets in the way where they don't show up for the people, because you're not doing this business for yourself. You're doing it for other people just like you, trying to get out of whatever or add on to whatever better life you want to have. Be clear on that. So number 3, which I think is the most important tip I could ever give anybody, the greatest tip I can possibly give you, is to be authentic. I am me. There's only one unique person about me. You know, I tell people my golfing stories. I tell people my struggles. I'm okay with that because I am human. I am like anybody else. I just did and made better, different choices. Not necessarily better, different choices. I chose to show up. I chose to be coachable because I am not giving anybody back my time. To think of one thing, I gave 25 years of my life to someone else. And now they can come into your office and go, we don't need you anymore. Thank you for your time. And thank you. Have a good day. But number 4, so I said coachable. Number 1, being consistent with the right message. 3, be yourself. It is so cool. There's something refreshing about not having to put a costume on, put armor on, any of that, and just be yourself, talking about, hey, because I realize not everybody's going to see what I see. They're not going to purchase. Not every person that comes on there is going to do it, but there's a lot of people that do. And I said, number 4 is have patience and grace. Because I knew for 3.5 months, I had patience and I had grace on myself. And number 5, we're going to talk about heavily is your mindset. I am not the person that started on March 8th of 2023. I am not the same person that I am today. So if there's anything, I will leave it on this final note. You're at a place where there's a bunch of people. I did a mentoring call for my community. I was on there for 4.5 hours answering questions. Because the leadership and the example that Michelle's given us, we're here for you to be successful. It's just a choice. Whether you do it or you don't, it's your choice. It's going to be okay. But there are people out here on this call today that are sick and tired of being sick and tired of where they're at. I just want you to know there's people like myself, Michelle, and you're going to meet a bunch of other people that are willing to do a training and give of their time so you're successful. We know this works. See, we don't have a doubt. We have no problem. We're here for you. We will guide you along your way, and just get in here as fast as you can, because I'm telling you, it is absolutely life-changing. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, the change. Thanks.
What was number 5?
Mindset.
There you go. Somebody asked what number 5 was, so.
Oh, no worries. Mindset, all about the head.
Yeah, there you guys go. Awesome. Thank you, Tim. And I'm so proud of your success. And you said what, you're just a little bit shy of 200,000 in 13 months?
Yeah, I'll hit it this month.
Awesome. So today, you guys, I want to share with you what the Legacy Builder program is and why the Legacy Builder and what it can do for you. Because that's the most important thing, right? Because I don't think anybody is on here today going, you know, I just want to take more time trying to figure out how to make money from home. So what I want to do is I want to, first of all, kind of show the story behind the Legacy Builder program. And one thing I want to share with you guys, it's not a course. You don't need another course sitting in your computer that you're really excited about, but 3 days later, that energy's gone. Like I call that the treadmill moment, right? You get all excited, and then a few days, the emotion is gone. The exact same thing happens in courses, right? If it didn't, there would be millions and millions of millionaires, right? But because we get unmotivated easy, because we get back into our old habits and patterns, I want to help you understand why the Legacy Builder is a program, because it is an interactive program that not only will show you guys how to make 900 a day, it is literally going to show you how to make that 900 a day in passive income, but it is literally going to show you step by step how to also create a reoccurring income stream. But I'm going to show you how to do that through your email list, because in your journey of making an income online, I want to take you from launch your business to profit in 7 days is the first step. Right? And then once we do that, we're going to really start understanding who your perfect customer is. And you're going to have an automated business out there working for you, fully automated from the very moment somebody goes into your system. Congratulations for looking at the Legacy Builder program. I'm so excited you're here, and I can promise you after this video, you're going to have a clear understanding of exactly what can happen to you being inside of our digital growth community and following the Legacy Builder program. So you might be listening to me right now going, man, Michelle, I just want to make some extra cash. I want to kind of get some pressure off, or maybe you want some of that fun money. Or maybe you're listening to me going, man, I really want to get out of debt, start saving some money. I would love to learn how to make 300 a day, which is 109,000 a year. Or maybe you're listening to me going, I want to go for more of that higher 6 figures. I would love to learn how to make 600 a day, which is 219,000 a year. And many of you might be more like in the Legacy Builder mode, and you're like, man, I want to take advantage of what's going on in digital marketing, and please show me how to make 900 a day, which is over $328,000 a year. Would that change your life any? Well, you guys, my name is Michelle O'Neill, and back in September of 2022 is when I discovered this process. And prior to discovering it, I was stressed. I was overwhelmed. I'm a mom of 6 kids. I only have 2 left at home, and time was slipping away. And I have 5 grandchildren. And you guys, time is the most important thing to me. And when I discovered this process, I was like, oh my gosh, if I can just learn how to make $54,000 a year working 2 hours a day, that would change my life. Because inside of the process, you guys, it shows you how to follow a 2-hour workday. I know, crazy, right? But it shows you how you could get your income earning activities done in 2 hours away. But let me share with you why. It's because of systems like this. Because of pages like this, you guys are going to be out there working for you 24/7. This is how I built a global business. It's pages just like this.
Welcome. Let me go ahead and share my screen, you guys, and we are going to dive into the information and a little bit about how this is going to work. You guys, I'm literally going to break down your 10K recipe, how you can make 10K in May. You're literally going to get the step-by-step guides today, exactly how to achieve that. And at the very end, I will open up for any questions that anyone has. That is the goal tonight, for you to get a clear understanding of exactly what it takes for you, my friend, to make 10K in May. So you are here because you are ready to learn how to make passive daily pay income online, but you just don't know where to start. And you want the recipe for 10K in May. So look, Heather, you guys, her first full month, her first full month. You guys, she made $9,900. She's been searching for 10 years for a way to make real money online. And look at this, Andrea, in April, she made $14,576 with this process that I'm sharing with you, okay? So if they can do it, you can do it. Look, she's already made $1,200 today. Because today's May 1st, right? So if they can do it, you can do it. You guys, and I can understand if you're like, how are these numbers possible? Because I felt the same way back in 2022. I was struggling. I was disappointed in myself. I wasn't making the income I thought I could make around my family. And then I discovered these steps, you guys, and I went from making zero online to $1 million in 17 months. And I'm going to break down this recipe with you guys tonight, because today my family and I get to travel and do the things we've always dreamed of. So all I'm going to say to you guys right now is I want you to dream big. Matter of fact, what I want you to do real quick, while we still got other people getting on, I want you to put in the chat, if you've had a $2,700 day. Awesome, Matthew. So I want you to put in the chat, if you could make, or when you make 10K in May, how is that going to impact your family? Can you please put that in the chat? I would absolutely love to know. If you can make 10K in May, could you please put that in the chat? Freedom. Awesome. Relief, credit card debt, payoff. Yeah, this is what can happen, because you guys realize when you have the recipe to make 10K in May, that means you can make 10K again in June and 10K in July. That doesn't have to stop with just this month, because you can just complete to rinse and repeat these steps over and over again. Okay. So let me ask you that. How would it feel, right, to have not only 10K, but do that part-time with a passive income stream? And look at this, Tamara, you guys, in 48 hours, she made $5,300, and she made $13,000 for the month of April. And you have Michelle, she hit 8,200 for the month of April, and she finished yesterday with a $1,500 day. So yep, 10K in May is on deck for her. And Leslie, she had a 3,800 day on Friday, a $2,700 day on Sunday, and she did 2,100 in April. So I'm not sharing with you that this could happen. No, this is happening on a monthly basis inside my community. And that, my friends, is passive income. And this is what you're going to learn about tonight. Passive income is an income that requires little to no labor to produce and to maintain. So tonight I'm going to break down the 6 ingredients to a 10K in May. Now, something I want to really touch base before I go over these ingredients with you real quick. And this is this. We've all been to the store and bought a cake mix, right? You don't buy the cake mix and think, I mean, it could work. It could come out. No, you buy the cake mix and you know, if you follow the ingredients and the directions on here, you're going to have a really good cake. And so I want you to think about this. You do not buy a cake mix and pushing it around in the shopping cart, wondering if it could work. You know it will work. So I'm tonight going to give you your 10K recipe for success. So I just want you to remember that. So you might want to take some notes, you guys, because you're literally going to have exactly what you need to do in May. Step 1, you have to commit. No different than with the cake mix. You can't open it up and then and get the eggs on the counter and the butter on the counter and the water out. You can't dump the mix in the bowl, but you have to commit to finishing it, right? Once you finish it, you can get the results. So step 1, in May, I want you guys to commit to going for 10K in May. What else do you have to do in your life? Because imagine how rewarding it will be to make 10K in May. So step 2, promote product or programs that are in high demand. Now, this recipe for success that I'm giving you, you guys, it's not going to work if you're trying to sell a cassette tape or something that people actually do not want. So why I recommend promoting digital programs, because it's the fastest growing trending industry out there. Plus, the amount of money you can make in this industry because of the amount of profit you can make. So you make 100% profit. Now, I just want to give you an example of that. My number 1 selling product is $900. So let's say you are an affiliate marketer or a network marketer and you make about 25% profit. Well, this process I'm sharing with you, this ingredients to a 10K in May, you make 100% profit. So that means you get one customer and you're putting $900 in your pocket. If you were only making 25%, you only put $225 in your pocket. Now, some of you might be going, oh, but you know what? I don't think I'm passionate about selling a digital product. I think I really just want to sell this lip gloss because I really, really love it. So you sell one lip gloss, you guys, you make $9. What makes more sense to you? One customer to make $900, one customer to make $225, or one customer to make $9? Put it in the chat. What makes more sense to you? Because if you're working the same amount of hours, doesn't it make sense to make 100% profit? Now, 12 customers in May is $10,800. So holy cow, you guys, all you need is 12 customers in May and you can literally make 10K. And I'm going to share with you in the next ingredients how that's going to happen. But if you were making only 25% profit, you would need to get 45 customers to make 10,000. Okay, what makes more sense? 12 customers or 45 customers? But look at this. If you were promoting a lip gloss and you wanted to make 10,000 this month with a lip gloss, you would need 1,112 customers. But let me add another layer and put this really into perspective. 45 customers at 25%, you're making 10,000. 45 customers at 100%, you're making $40,000. But oh my, 1,112 customers times 900, you're making your first $1 million. Or would you rather make 10,000 and sell 1,000 lip glosses? You guys, this is important because the only way you make money online is if you promote something. So this is a page that you should screenshot, because why wouldn't you want to launch a business and learn how to have a successful business and make 100% profit? To me, it's definitely a no-brainer, right? And so the second reason why I recommend promoting a digital product is because it's daily pay directly into your bank account. Like if you're an affiliate or network marketer for another company, sometimes you got to wait to get paid. With this, when you promote your own digital products or have the access to promote digital products, or programs, you get immediate money into your bank account. And you get to sell something that truly helps people. I get it. A lip gloss can help a mom feel sexy for an hour. But promoting something where they can learn a new skill can completely transform their life and transform even their entire family's life. So this is a very important step. I feel like this step is if you don't add the ingredients, right? And the ingredients, like if I didn't add this to the cake, I'm not going to have a very good cake. I don't think just having eggs and butter and water would make a good cake. You need the whole ingredients. And this, my friends, is a huge part of that. Now, step 3, automate your business. Now, this is where we're starting to add the ingredients, right? Now, this is where you have your life back and your time back. Because many of you right now listening to me, I get it. You already have a full-time job. So you're trying to figure out how you can even manage adding more time. And by the way, I'm going to share with you a 2-hour working process on this today. Okay, that's what you're going to be covered. But here is an automated system. These pages would literally be out there working for you 24/7. On average, 1 out of 20 people buy. By the way, this is pre-built and given to you. I will show you how to build a business to 6 figures with this system and it not costing you a dime. But so your goal would be to get 10 people a day to put their email in. Because if 1 out of 20 are buying from you, that would be a customer every other day, and that's a 10K in May. Screenshot this page. This is huge. This is how you do that. We just focus on making sure you get 10 people a day to put an email in. And again, that's through step 4, getting your business discovered. You guys, you can use a method called the copy and paste free ads method, where you can actually post classified ads and attract people. You guys, I used this method when I was growing my business, and not only did it build my email list. It also did get me customers, but it built my YouTube channel because in the free ad I posted, I put a video in there as well. So now I'm monetized on YouTube. The other method, just a minute, somebody was doodling on the screen. I don't know how I can shut that off. If anybody can show me how to shut that off would be awesome. But it's distracting. So let me get it off real quick. I don't know. I will put that on my note to figure that out for the next one. Anyway, so we can show you how to build a business by baseless content where you don't even got to talk on video and or even be on video. It's called Your Invisible Empire. We actually give you this 71-page PDF and I give you a training to go with it. And so you have the ability to have that as well. And then also use social media. Social media is a powerful way to be able to build your business. You guys, I was sharing with you a minute ago, right, that there is, okay, can you see me? I'm sorry. It was somebody's doodling again. Social media is the other way we get our business discovered. There's 4.8 billion people on social media alone. If you use social media, you can attract your customers to you. And again, all you need is 12 customers to make 10K in May. Do the math on that. 4.8 billion people, and all you need is 10. Okay, and we will show you how to become a magnet on social media. The next is you got to become relatable with your content. Now, I just shared with you a cool part about social media is there's 4.8 billion people, but the other part is how do you stand out? How do you stop the scroll? So what you need to do is you need to know who your perfect customer is. You need to use the stop the scroll hooks, and you need to do what's called a CTA, which is a call to action. And this allows customers to get back inside your automated system. Okay. Step 6, you get a customer. That's it. Now I want to explain what I just shared with you. Because if you already got a product to promote, you're good. Your automated system is set up and given to you. All you got to focus on is creating content and stopping the scroll of your customers. And then after that, a new customer comes in. What you're going to learn. Well, how you get started, you guys, when you purchase the Legacy Builder program, you immediately get access to your Legacy Builder program. But inside of that, you get access to 4 income streams. And right here, this Launchpad sells for $100. This Passive Daily Pay Blueprint sells for $300. This Digital Mastery for $600 and the Legacy Builder for $900. So you literally have the ability to start selling these products at any time. And when somebody buys one of them, you make 100% profit. If you sold one a day, that's $1,900 a day. So that is what I absolutely loved. I'm like, wait, so I can learn and earn at the exact same time. Yes. So while you're learning these skills, you have the ability to be earning an income as well. You guys, it was the most brilliant thing I'd ever heard. And the fact that we can make 100% profit. Now, also, when you enroll today, you're going to get these additional bonuses. Of course, our digital growth community, which is priceless. You're going to love it and meet the most amazing people. You're going to get a Canva crash course that helps you be able to create your content using Canva. You're going to get my 1 million in 17 months step-by-step blueprint that is going to be launching this coming week. You guys are going to absolutely love it. You're also going to get the 30-day market strategy growth plan. So I'm telling you guys, if you are brand new and you have no following, you have no skills, you'll want to follow this 30-day growth marketing strategy plan. You will absolutely love your results. This plan is exactly what I did, how I went from brand new on TikTok. I made 7,000 my first month and 14,000 my second month. I made 21,000 on the TikTok platform before I even had 1,000 followers. Okay, so you're going to learn that and how to start your own online business with MRR, which is Master master resale rights. You're going to learn that. And you're going to get 200 digital product ideas, because once you're inside the program and you start learning how to market, learning how to build an email list, you might want to launch your own product, service, or community. You're also going to get the mindset, message, and marketing to your first $1 million, exactly what it takes. And you're going to get that Your Invisible Empire Faceless marketing training as well. So if you don't want to talk on video, you can get that. Okay, and you get all of that and all 4 income streams, you guys, for only $900. And get back with the person that introduced you to this, because many of us do offer payment plans, so you can get back with that. But you guys, just one of each of these products a day, you're making $1,900 a day. You literally get your hands on $1,900 worth of product, plus all the bonuses for only $900. Now, if that's not your goal, if you're not looking to make, oh, by the way, that gives you a strategy, a blueprint inside of it to show you how to make $900 a day, which is $328,000 a year. It also shows you how to make a reoccurring income stream. You have reoccurring bills. Why not a reoccurring income stream? It also shows you how to add multiple other income streams as well. So this not is just one way to make money. This is just how we start, by building that solid foundation. But if that's not your goal, we also have the Digital Mastery that has a 600 daily pay blueprint inside of it. And you will get access to 3 income streams, the 100, 300, and the 600. And then we also have the Passive Daily Pay Blueprint, which is a $300 blueprint inside of it, which is $109,000 a year. You can still make some good money with that as well. You get the income streams on $100 and a $300 product. And then we have our launch pad, which is $100, you guys. Inside of all of these products, you're going to learn how to launch a business. You're going to learn how to go to launch to profit with your online business. You're going to learn how to build that passive income. Okay, so these are the products. We have our 900, 600, 300, and 100. And you get to pick the one that's best for your goals and dreams. And that's the way to get started.
Welcome, everybody. Anybody who is on this call is definitely in the right place. You are in the right place. If you don't know who I am, my name is Marianne. I'm 60 years young, and I refuse to work until the day I die. I'm not doing it. I celebrate every single Friday. I will never, ever punch another time clock. Not in this lifetime. I will never have someone tell me when to go to the bathroom, when to go to lunch, or when to go home. It's not happening. When I say that you are in the right place at the right time, you are definitely in the right place. Our training is top notch. I honestly believe that you couldn't even get this kind of training and mentorship inside our community. Yes, Tim did do a training. What was that, Monday night, Tim? And we were on there for 4.5 hours. You can ask anybody anything, and they are going to jump in and help you. Mindset is key. You've got to get out of your stinking thinking. You have to. Nothing's going to change if you don't change it. I knew absolutely nothing about this business in May when I signed up. I didn't even get my system set up until August. I own that. It's totally my fault. We were selling our house and we became full-time RVers. And if you're really looking to live life on your terms, you need to be here. We are in Wisconsin right now, but for the last 6 months, we have been in Texas, we've been in Arizona, and we've been in Florida. This has absolutely given me my life back. I paid off thousands and thousands and $1,000 of credit cards. This is amazing. It is totally amazing. It has changed my life. And we are all here to help you guys change yours. Just get out of your stinking thinking. Is it easy? No, but you've got to keep plugging in. You've got to be on the mentoring calls. You have to do the daily video, and your business will just continue to grow and grow and grow. And that's exactly what I've done. And I just hit over 100K last Monday. If I can do it, you all can do it.
So let me ask you a question. What do you feel is the hardest part of this business?
Michelle, I honestly don't believe there is a hard part, but they have to stay consistent. They
That's
have
the
to stay
part.
consistent. They have to be on those mentoring calls. You know, if you go to a job every day and you screw off, how long are you going to have that job? You're not going to have it very long. You've got to be consistent and do what Michelle tells me. If she says jump, I ask her how high. No, not really. But it's been amazing, and it's been life-changing for me.
Share real quick before I pass on to the next person. When I love what you said about how because I give you a daily video every day in the community, how that really helped you.
It keeps me on point. I learn something new every single day. If there's something new, Michelle's going to bring it to us. We learn something new every single day. And that's what's kept me on track from day to day to day. That's very important. Very important.
Awesome. Love it so much. And congratulations. I'm so proud of you. And it's so awesome to watch
Thank you.
your journey. So good. All right, guys. Now we are going to pass it over to Wendy, and she's going to share her story with you because she is speed lightning in this business.
Okay, welcome. I'm so excited to be here. I am coming at you from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, but normally I'm in Ontario. So I'm out here, out west at my brother-in-law's place and sitting on his beautiful porch. Guys, I gotta just say, I'm a grandma from Ontario. I became a grandma 7 years ago. And when I became a grandma, something in my heart, in my head, in my mind, I just was like, I want to spend every moment and make memories with these little girls, because we realize how fast time is evaporated from us. I was raised with the mindset, make necessary sacrifices to provide for your family, and I did. I worked long weekends. I worked holidays. I missed special moments with my girls growing up, and it still brings me to tears when I think about it because I can't get that time back. But dang it, I could do something different now. And so I was on a hunt. I was looking. I was praying. God, please help me to find something online. I tried. I found this really expensive program. I tried. I gave it my all. But guys, I thought I was under the impression I had to spend a lot to make a lot. Okay? You don't have to spend a lot to make a lot. But I did, and it didn't work. After 3 long years of giving myself to that, I was like, I had to cut my losses and say, this is not working. I tried affiliate marketing, made like 25% commission. And when I saw Michelle and she was telling me I can make 100% commission, I was like, yeah, say what? Like, what is she talking about? I'm like, okay, Michelle, bring it. Tell me more, right? I watched it. It didn't take me very long because I had already been in the online space and I had something to compare it to. I was comparing what she was saying to all these things that I had tried and didn't work. And I was like, okay, this is what I've been looking for. I didn't care if God took 4 years to answer my prayer. He's like, Wendy, I taught you a lot. You're going to use what I taught you for this. And I believe I did because I was like friggin' excited. I had my mindset right. I totally believed in this 1000%. And then I just hit the ground running. Yesterday, what are we, Wednesday today? Wednesday, yeah, right? I don't even know what day it is. I'm on holidays. Tuesday this past week was 11 weeks that I've been doing this business. I gotta tell you, friends, I'm a Canadian, so I'm making Canadian bucks here, and I'm gonna share it with you in Canadian dollars. I can't even wrap my brain around it, but I'm at is what is it? 220,000. See, I can't even wrap my brain around. I don't even know that number. Like I can't, it's more than my husband and I make in 2 years. I have made our income, both of us, 2 years in under 3 months. Right? I mean, somebody like pinch me. I'm dreaming. I must be in heaven. I don't know. It's blowing my mind and I cannot help but share it. Now, one piece of advice I have, and I say to everybody, the road to success has potholes. Expect the road to not be easy, because I see people think it's like, oh, this will be easy. You will come across obstacles. I don't care if it's your family telling you that, oh, everything online is a scam. You can get, there'll be all of a sudden your mindset's shooting off because your family or friends are telling you, what the heck are you doing? That you've fallen for some kind of thing. Or it could be like, you might experience a techie problem. Your computer might fall. Like, you will have roadblocks, you will have potholes, but you just push through and you get through them. I don't care what it is. Everything is fixable. Everything is fixable. Some take a little longer than others, but everything is a fixable thing and you can do it. You can get over that pothole and don't let it stop you. That's what I'm like. I came across many obstacles, many potholes that I was like, oh my goodness, this boom. What the heck? Like different things. And I'm like, no, Wendy, everything's fixable. Everything's fixable. I'm like, okay, let's fix it. How can I do it? Right? And when you think that way, we're talking about mindset. A lot of people mentioned it. Your mind will all of a sudden say, it'll agree with you. It'll say, okay, let's figure out how to fix this. Your mind will go to work on your behalf to try to figure out how to fix something. And that is what you do. You just push through. If you're having struggles in this area, you say, okay, how can I get better? What am I doing that's not the same as somebody else? Because the system, I tell people, the system is the same. It doesn't care if you're a young mom. It doesn't care if you're an old grandma like me. The system is the same. We all use the same system. It's the operator that needs to tweak, change, fix, whatever. You look at yourself and you say, what can I do to better myself today to achieve the results that I want? And I'm not going to let anything stop me. Nothing. I say to people, this is the best thing since sliced bread. So you're in the right place. I can honestly tell you this from the bottom of my heart, because I've tried numerous things and lost a lot of money, but I didn't ever lose hope. So there you go. That's me from Calgary, Alberta here.
Oh, I love it so much. Thank you so much for sharing. I love your story, and yeah, rapid success. And you're just living proof that you can not have success at other things, and you just got this and you plugged into it and you become coachable, and look what's happened to you. And congratulations. And how cool. More money than what did you say, in a year? In 2 years. That is absolutely amazing. So, thank you so much for sharing. Now, you guys, we're going to go to a single mom story. How's that? For all you single moms out there that are working your face off to support your family, I'm going to have Amy come and share her journey to 6 figures working 2 jobs. So, Amy, I'll let you take it away. Did we lose her?
There we go.
Oh, there
Welcome,
you are.
everyone. I was muted. I apologize. Look, I'm not tech savvy. Let's just get it out of the way right there. But really, from my heart, I welcome you tonight, because this is the first step that you've taken. It may be a little bit uncomfortable to even think about doing something like this. And what I want to say to you is, I ran across Michelle a year ago. I just celebrated 1 year. And I'm a little bit different. I'm kind of, I had all the cards stacked against me. My daughter actually put me on TikTok, and that's how I found out about this. I knew nothing. I'd never done MLM, online business. I wasn't even online. So all I knew how to do was work my butt off. I was working 2 jobs, 18 hours a day for many, many years. And the reality hit that I had started losing my relationship with my children because those jobs always came before them. I was sick and tired of struggling, and I just wanted something better, and it breaks my heart even today because I lost so many memories with them because I was always at work. Unfortunately, I got divorced, and that's such a horrible statistic, but it's reality. I got left to raise 3 kids on my own. One job wasn't enough, so I had to get another one. So I come to you as a single mom, as working 2 jobs and not knowing absolutely anything about any of this. I was scared. I didn't think I could do it, but I wanted something better. And I knew that if I didn't do something to change it, I was going to lose my relationship with them. 1 year ago, I decided to come into this community and give it all that I could give, even though I was working 18 hours a day, even though I didn't know anything. And the one thing that I promised myself was that I was going to do it not only for me, but I was going to do it for my kids because I was tired of struggling, and it's hard being broke. It's hard. But the number one thing that I can give you is consistency. You need to show up for yourself. That is the one thing that has kept me going. 2 to 3 hours every day, in between 2 jobs, 45 minutes in the morning, every lunch break, every in between both jobs, every extra 15, 20 minutes I had, I was in that community. I was on those Zooms. I was listening. I was learning because I didn't know any better. I didn't know anything. I was in the trucking industry for over 20 years and waitress part-time. I didn't know anything, but I was willing to learn, and I was consistent. Long story short, this single mom started learning and earning very quickly. And by 10 weeks, I was not only able to quit one of those jobs, but both of them in 10 weeks. It blew my mind. I became a stay-at-home mom for the first time. I could just jump in the car and go wherever I wanted because the system that was actually given to me it was on automations. And it's out there working for me. So it's still generating me an income, paying the bills. By 9 months in, you guys, I hit 100 grand. I just celebrated 1 year with this community, and I am well over 200 grand earned. It's much easier having money in the bank. I'm going to tell you that right now. Much easier. But in this last year, I've not only paid off every bit of debt that I've had, I was able to pay off a car loan. I had just gotten a car 2 years ago, paid it off. I have no debt. I have money in 4 different accounts. I've booked 3 trips with my kids that I never could have done, ever. And now I get to put me and those kids first. I'm rebuilding those relationships. So from me to you, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're tired of the hustle and you just want your family back, this is my first summer ever in my life that I get to enjoy it. That's all because of this program. If you show up and you're consistent every single day for 2 to 3 hours and you're willing to put in the work for it, you can be just as successful. And I say success is in so many different ways, not just the money. Not just the money. It can give you a whole new life. So thank you for your time. And I hope tonight's the first day of a new life for you.
So awesome. I love your story. And yeah, that felt good to say. You got your first summer ever that you can do whatever you want.
I used to sit at work and cry because my kids were at home and I could never take them on a trip. I would literally cry at work because it broke my heart. I felt defeated as a mom that I couldn't give that to them. You know?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm proud of you for taking action and learning something you had no idea about.
Oh, I know. And we're just getting started. We're
That's
just
right.
getting started.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so
Thank you,
much for
guys.
sharing. Ooh, so good. All right, guys, we're going to pass it over to Daryl. He's going to come on here and share his story with you. Daryl, you should be unmuted.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Hey, awesome, awesome. Man, I love all those testimonials, love all those testimonials. So guys, I'm just going to be real, genuine, authentic, and just raw because I want you guys to understand something. You don't have to come from money, first and foremost. I'm just a country boy from the state of Missouri who grew up in a shotgun house with a single mom and 14 kids that slept on a wood floor with no cover and a box fan. That's the God honest truth. So you don't have to come from money. You don't have to. I mean, I grew up getting in a house getting $700 for food stamps and a $300 welfare check, raising 14 siblings. My mom did. So I just wanted to get that out the way because a lot of times people think they got to come from money. You got to have money passed down. It has nothing to do with that. So a little bit about myself, guys. Again, if you know my story, I worked as a welder for 14 years at a job. I was a 3-time employee of the month. Showed up every week, volunteered. I'm to my a true company man, no days off, miserable, almost lost my wife, almost lost relationship with my kids because I put the job before I put them. I mean, just miserable, still living paycheck to paycheck, behind on all my bills. Make a long story short, guys, I come in after giving that job almost 15 years of my life, blood, sweat, and tears. They came in on a Tuesday morning, make a long story short, and they fired me. They walked me out. I sat in the car crying, bawling. And I didn't even tell my wife for almost 2 days. I didn't tell you guys that. Not only was I homeless, and I didn't share this with you guys, but I actually stayed in a homeless shelter for 1 month, you know, because of that. Just, I mean, it was a lot, guys. It was a lot. I was at a really deep part of my life. And I told myself, I didn't want to work for anybody else. The fact that somebody could come in there and just snap their fingers after giving them, you know, almost 15 years, it was just too much for me. So I told myself, I had made up my mind I didn't want to work for anybody. Make a long story short, guys, I came into the online space not knowing anything. I dabbled into a couple things, and I discovered this program right here through someone on January the 13th, and I joined on January the 15th. Now, before I get into my income, I want to share with you guys, and I had a whole bunch of things, but I just want to hit on a couple of them that they're on as far as like my success, and this is for me. So first and foremost, guys, my biggest thing is my why. You have to know why you're doing what you're doing. Why did you join? What was the reason why you joined this business? Because once you figure out the reason why you joined, that's what's going to keep you from quitting. If you don't have a real reason why you joined, if Lord forbid, if just because your website didn't get set up right, or you can't get your emails file sequences together, oh, it's the end of the day. Like, it's crazy how we can stress this job and want to quit after 3 days, but we can work at a job for 20 years, you know, taking orders and being bossed around and taking 30-minute lunches and 2 10 or 15-minute breaks, right? So you have to know why. My why is, guys, is simple. I don't want to give a job, somebody, an entity or a business, the fact that on any given Sunday, they can come in and be like, hey, you know, we're downgrading. And you got to understand, if you're the person who's making the most money, you're going to be the person who get the axe first because they're trying to cut back. So I didn't want to do that. I never wanted to put myself in a position where I was away from my family. I'm in a shelter. My wife's over here. My kids over here. I didn't want to have any, I want to control my own income because I know the type of work ethic that I have, and I want my income to be based off my work ethic and not because I'm working for a Fortune 500 company that's making billions of dollars and I'm only worth $22 an hour to that company. I didn't want to put myself in that. So you got to have a why. Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Because your why is what's going to keep you going. I wrote these down, guys. I had to write these down. My next one, guys, is just staying consistent. No days off. When people ask me, Daryl, you know, you're doing really well. Guys, I don't take any days off. It doesn't matter if I got the flu, pneumonia, COVID, like I'm showing up. I'm consistent. I'm consistent with my 2-hour workday. It's in blocks. I don't do it all at one time, but it is like everything for me. If I'm doing 30 minutes here, my wife, my kids, the dogs, they know nobody touches my circle, right? And you have to show up, and you have to, for me, I post my 3 videos. I go live for an hour, answer my emails. That is structure. You have to have structure, once you take your business serious. The next thing for me, guys, is watching other people who are doing better than you. Guys, let me tell you something. I went from January the 15th to January 31st, I made $5,000. That was more than I ever made working 75 hours a week for a whole month, 12 hours a day welding. And how my income ended up going from 5,000 to 8,000 in February, I watched Michelle, I watched Tim, I watched Marianne, I watched Amy, I watched Victoria, I watched Jimmy. I was watching those guys because they were making more money, they were doing more. And I just started mastering the 2-hour workday because that's how important it is. And then my income went from 5,000 to 8,000, right? Again, showing up, not taking any days off, just continuing to learn. And then my next one, guys, is just being yourself. I think a lot of times when we're getting on video or whatever, we're trying to be somebody we're not. We're trying to be Michelle. We're trying to be Amy. We're trying to be Tim, right? It's good to follow them. And I learned a lot from all of those. And I put it together and I use it as myself. But I can only be who I am because I know if you can just be yourself, you're going to attract. There's 8 billion people in the world. You're going to attract your own type of people, right? So me being myself and doing that, guys, again, my income went from 5,000 in January, 8,000 in February to $38,600 in March. I had to pinch myself. I cannot tell you what type of income that is, guys. I mean, that's true life-changing income for me. And again, and then my 5th one, guys, is just staying consistent. Like, it is the biggest thing. There's nobody is going to have success without consistent. You can't work Monday and make a couple of dollars and take off Tuesday and Wednesday and come back. You have to work every day. You have to show up. Like I show up, guys. I keep a receipt from Regions years ago when my account was overdrawn $422.63. That's my motivation. That's why I stay consistent. That's why I show up. It doesn't matter how much money I make. I'm going to show up every day. Like if I don't make money, my wife's going to leave me. I'm not going to have a relationship with my kids. They're not going to eat. That's the type of hunger you have to have. And you have to continue to learn from just everybody, but you just got to be yourself, right? And so it's crazy because I remember one of the first people that I saw in this community was what's her name? Victoria, because she had made 6 figures in 5 months. And I wasn't even on TikTok then. I watched the TikTok train, I implemented, right? And I told myself I want to make 6 figures by the end of the year. That was my goal right out the gate. Guys, I hit 6 figures in 112 days, guys. That is a little bit over 3.5 months. Today is May the 15th. I joined on January the 15th, and I'm at a little bit over $110,000 in 120 days, which is just, I can't even tell you what that has done. I've paid off $27,000 in debt. The only other debt I have is about $15,000 for student loans, which will probably be paid off in the next 2 months max, guys. And I'm able to travel. Me and my wife are able to do stuff. I'm getting ready to go Monday for 3 days to Georgia. My daughter is planning for colleges down there. These are things, guys, I never got to do. I'm talking about 6 to 8 years. I missed out on this type of stuff. I'm getting ready to go to Jamaica. It's already paid for 8 people. I would have never not only had the time, but never been able to make that type of income to be able to take my whole family on a trip that was been on my bucket list probably since I was 12 years old. And so, guys, I just want you to understand that first and foremost, if you're here, this is the best business in the world. The fact that you can just work 2 hours a day and be able to learn skills that is going to pay you as long as the internet is around, because it's not going anywhere. It's almost like I wake up every day just like this, because I know that all I have to do is show up for 2 hours out of 24 hours. And I'm able to learn skills that's going to make me daily pay. That's going to have me living the life that I would have never. The only way I could have saw this coming was watching it, dreaming it on TV. And so now I'm actually living this, guys, all because of first of all because of a decision I made by joining when someone introduced it to me, because I could have kept on scrolling, right? But I joined. I've learned skills. And those skills are teaching me how to make daily pay. I'm a part of a thriving community, people who support me, who actually inspire me, who motivate me, and people who I can continue to learn from myself. And, I can name 1,000 other reasons, but those are just 5. Just again, what is your why? You have to stay consistent, guys. No days off. Watching other people who are doing better, you learning from them, staying consistent, and just be yourself. You will attract your own audience, guys. And so, I'll leave you guys with this, and I'll get off, Michelle. Guys, I had a millionaire mentor tell me this in 2018. He said, Daryl, you have to stop being poor, man. He said, you have to stop being poor. And he wasn't talking about where I come from. He was talking about my mindset, guys. I was living paycheck to paycheck, but he said, you have to stop passing over opportunities repeatedly. Passing over opportunities repeatedly. He said, and I realized that train of that thought, that little thing that he invested, implemented in me, guys. That is the reason why I'm going to be one of those 7-figure earners that Michelle creates in this program. I know I will be, right? Because I would have never even thought of making 6 figures in under 4 months, let alone for the whole year. But this is the power of what we have up here. And so anyway, I can talk all day, but again, guys, it can be one day for you, or it can be day one, guys. And I highly recommend it for your, if you're smart, I don't say if you're smart, but guys, I would make it day one if I were you, because this is the best business in the world, and we've got the best supporting cast around here. So thank you, Michelle. Appreciate you guys, and let's get it, guys.
I love it. I love that story. That's so good. One day or day one. So good. So now, you guys, I am honored to introduce to you guys our latest 6-figure income earner. I think she hit this morning like at 5:30 a.m. So none of us have ever heard her story or heard her talk. So we all get to learn from her and exactly her time frame she did it. I know it was under 2 months, you guys. So Jenna, I am going to unmute you and let you take it away, my friend.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
I'm so honored to be here. I have to say, I have been watching Michelle for the longest. I was one of the original IPSers, and I am even on the video. And you know what? I never knew this whole world of automation. I'm a mom. My name is Jenna Stone. For all of you who don't know me, some of you do, some of you don't. I'm a mom. I'm level 56. I don't say my age because I am level 56. It empowers me because of my wisdom and what I got to really grow from this community. And I'm going to make it short and sweet because I promised Michelle, but I could talk for hours. And I can tell you one thing, this community not only has expanded my knowledge, it has condensed my vision. I know. Condensed my vision to the point where you look at it in bite-sized portions. That is something that I love. See, basic duplicates. Complications do not. So the 2 things that I say all the time, confused money makes no money. Scared money makes no money. This doll of a mentor, because I linked up with her and I said, I need to learn how to get my life back. I have 3 kids in college, 25, 24, and 23, and they live home. I'm not a grandma yet, not yet. So I'm going to take pointers, okay? But when I was in my 30s, I had my kids, 3 kids. I am a former teacher, and my story is a little different. My husband and I went to very good colleges. We both had great jobs, but something tragic happened. He actually got into a car accident, and I was left with 3 babies. So I was like a single mom because he had to learn how to walk, how to talk, how to feed himself. So I had to go as a teacher. I had to go and get a second job. Now, he lost his job, so he became a stay-at-home dad, and he had to relearn other skills. His banking job, which he was the bread earner, would not take him back. They were like, no, thank you. So we never think this is going to happen because, the dream was get married, go to school, get a job, get married, everything, right? So here I am in a cul-de-sac, and I am struggling paycheck to paycheck. I had to quit my job. And the reason that I did that is because I either was going to be a terrible teacher or a sucky mom, okay? I couldn't do both. I almost had like an epiphany that you have to really not get burned out, because I am a strong woman. But you know what? I was putting up pretenses. I was living paycheck to paycheck. I was like, what is going on? I was just like Michelle. I was like, I deserve more than this. I know this happened. And sometimes we look at God and go, God, why me? But I said, God, try me. Just try me. And I just pushed through and pushed through. And, you know, I'm happy to say I became debt free because of online. I turned to the online space because I was really tired. My parents were dying. I didn't have time to spend time with them. They are no longer with me. But you know what? I made it happen. And so what I wanted to share of the utmost is that we don't think about people when they come to us and they look at us all crazy eyes and say, oh, this is a scam. Do you know what scam stands for? Still confused about money. These people think that we have a scam. No, the scam is that we were brainwashed to grow up, to stop dreaming, to adults, and to go to school and get a job. J-O-B. Daryl, I've known him for years. Poor is a great analogy. Job, just over broke. Job, just jumping over bills. I mean, I can go on and on. At the end of the day, sometimes you have to go through the mess to get to success. I thank God for every struggle. I thank God for everything that happened to me, because it made me who I am today. This business needs grit. So if I have to give you a couple of tips, the first one is you have to have grit. You have to have that thinking that everything is figure outable, everything, okay? Nothing is above you. Your mindset tells you, no, you can't do it. But you know what? When somebody says that's impossible, I did it in 55 days. I said to myself, I was going to do it. I was going to hit 6 figures. And yes, when people ask me, do I have a following? Absolutely, I have a following. But you know what? 19,000 people aren't buying from me. Maybe 100 people I got reactions from. So I had to step out of my comfort zone and learn Michelle's way. Now I am on TikTok, barely, but I started faceless. I did today go on my story. I went on my story, and I did a very quick video, and I was proud of myself because it was hard for me to do short content. So it's a step. So I'm learning that from Michelle. This community, I'm learning so much from everybody. I get a lot of messages in my inbox. I try to answer all of them. And all I can tell you is don't ask me tech questions. I don't know them. I'm not a techie person. What I love about this system, it's automated. It's done for you. All you need to do is just plug in and just be coachable. Be coachable, be teachable. And you don't have to learn everything overnight. Geez, oh my gosh. Don't worry. Everything will come in order. Just learn a little, go apply it, and stay motivated. It is supposed to be hard. This is brand new. Tiger Woods didn't wake up and become a millionaire and learn golf overnight. He was doing it from, 5 years old. Don't compare your chapter 2 to anybody's chapter 22. It's supposed to be hard. You're supposed to fight through it. You're supposed to have grit. So my best tips to you is have the moxie, have that grit, have that mindset that no matter what cards you are dealt, you don't have to play them. You could trade them in, you could start over, you could refocus, reprogram, and just do it. Like Nike, just do it. Don't let anyone tell you you can't do it just because they gave up, just because they stopped dreaming. When you're a kid, all you do is dream. When you become an adult, you forget your dreams and you end up at a job, and it sucks the life out of you. I love teaching, don't get me wrong, but you know what? I didn't like the pay. I didn't like living paycheck to paycheck. One time that car, my truck, almost got repossessed, and I'm in the cul-de-sac. So embarrassing. Negotiating with him. I never wanted to be that way. So if you're struggling, just know being poor or being broke happens. Staying there is a choice. So look in the mirror and say, you know what? I don't care how much money I'm making right now. That's just paper. I'm worth more. I'm worth more. I'm priceless. I'm going to keep doing what I have to do for freedom. So Michelle's taught me the automations, gave me my life back, because with my kids living home, I have a brand new baby boy. His name is Bentley. Yeah, I'm not pregnant. It's a puppy because last year I lost 3 dogs, adult dogs. I'm a dog mom. I absolutely love the fact that I put my automations on. Greek Easter, I made money. Mother's Day, I made money. I wake up and I cannot believe that I don't have to be married to my phone, married to Zooms, married to just worrying about when my next dollar is going to come from. That has never happened. I learned that all here. So to recap, 5 quick tips for you. Number 1 is know that being broke happens. Getting out of it is a choice. So your mindset is number 1. Number 2, your past tense is not your life sentence. Please, whatever happened in the past is failure, and you fail fast forward. Failure, FAIL, first attempt in learning. That's right. You have to fail to succeed. First attempt in learning. Don't take failure as it's something bad. You cannot worry about what's going to happen to you. Fear, on the other side, is faith. Okay. And the last thing I want to tell you, I think that's the last thing. I could talk on and on. I just love this program. The road to success, somebody said it is filled with potholes. There's mountains and there's valleys, okay? The mountains are great. When you climb one, guess what? It's great to be on the top, but you gotta go back down again and climb another mountain. So just don't get stuck in the valley. Don't pitch a tent there. Nobody's gonna come to save you in the valley. You need to understand that you're gonna make it no matter what. The only way you can fail is if you quit. If you quit, you're done. And I love every single lesson that Michelle puts in the 90-day challenge. So I'm going to plug the $900 program right now because I'm the queen of it. When people ask me about it, I tell them straight up, you have to do legacy because it just ties everything together. It's like, I have a mother-in-law. I love her to pieces. I tell her, how do you make your baked clams? They never taste as good as yours. And every time I make them, she goes, oh, I didn't tell you to put a little bit of onion. No, you didn't tell me the onion. That's how I feel about Legacy Builders. It has all the ingredients. It's got every component and it ties it together. I love, love, love the fact that Michelle has made it bite-sized. So make sure that you're consistent. Your why is strong. Because all the stuff that was already said, I'm just repeating, but it's so true. And stay focused. And then also, don't pour out of an empty cup. If you're ever feeling drained, okay, because everything in the cup is to give to other people. But when you start spilling, that's for you. That's for you. Don't overdo it. Don't burn out because that happened to me. And all you do is just disconnect, go and read. Take some time and read because this is personal development, okay? This is personal development with a paycheck. And we have a blessing in our mouth. So when you're sharing it with people, understand that that's for them. That's not for you. You're sharing. So don't be afraid to share. I mean, God, TEMU bothers me 55 million times a day. Think about that, right? They're showing me things. I'm like, what? I don't even need anything. So don't be afraid to share. It's not recruiting. You're just sharing from your heart. And when you share from your heart, I love your shirt, Michelle. I call myself a hope dealer. My acronym is a little bit different. Help one person every day. When you help people solve their problems, God helps you. We're in the people business. We are not in the product business. You are selling yourself and you are selling hopes and dreams. I hope that everybody on this call knows that you have a blessing in front of you. Don't take it for granted. We learn from everybody here. I've never met a more supportive community. We share with our hearts and we grow. And I attribute it all to Michelle because she sets the tone. She's such an amazing mentor and she set the bar for us so high. Okay, but that's good because you have to stretch. Last thing that I'm going to tell you, and I know my time is up. Every life form reaches its fullest capacity except humans. Think about it. Mr. Tree, how many leaves are you going to grow? As many as I can grow. How many roots are you going to grow? As many roots as I can grow. Mr. Lion, how fast can you run? As fast as I can go. Gazelle, how fast can you run? As fast as I can go to get away from the lion. Every life form reaches its maximum capacity except for human beings. And do you know why? Because we have been given the dignity of choice. We've been given the dignity of choice. Choose well, my friends. You have a life. It's too short to be little. Spend time with your families, your loved ones, travel. I've been able to do so much more now than ever before because I'm not present in front of my family. People say, why are you on your phone? And I was embarrassed to say, I need to be on my phone. That's my business. But now I'm like, I leave it home. I go out freely. I come back and there's money there because of the system, the brilliant system that we learned here. And thank you again, Michelle, because without you, you would be so lost. And again, we would still make money, but you can always make more money. You can never make more time. So live on your own terms 24/7 and go out there and make it happen. Thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. I love that. So you guys, now I'm going to pass it over to Victoria, you guys, and she's a stay-at-home mom and she's going to share her story, how this business has impacted her. And yes, you guys, I'm going to get to more of the program here. We got 2 more people, then we're going to get to that. I can promise you guys. Okay. So Victoria, I will let you take it away.
Okay, hey. I'm gonna try to make it short and sweet because I know everyone is like sitting tight. Oh, and my light is going on and off. So we're gonna be doing this kind of in the dark. Anyway, hey you guys. All right, so I am Victoria. I am a stay-at-home mama. I have 3 little boys. 2 of them are special needs. Like my oldest is autistic. And my husband is active duty Army. And so when I found this, we were living paycheck to paycheck. Put a 1 in the comments if you are currently living paycheck to paycheck. Or if you were living paycheck to paycheck when you started this, put a 1 in the comments. Because you guys, at least in America, 62% of us are living paycheck to paycheck, right? And so what happened was we were living off of my husband's Army paycheck, waiting on the next one. I had my own online boutique. Prior to that, I had dabbled with MLM. When I say dabbled, I mean, I spent 7 years in an MLM, okay? Because I wanted to try to find a way to work from home. You guys, if you are on this call, that means that you too have been trying to find a way to work from home, because who in their right mind would not want to work less and make more? Who in their right mind would not want more time freedom to do the things that you want to do, right? And so that's why I initially started doing MLM. And this is not an MLM, okay? But I did that for 7 years because I wanted more time with my kids. But what I really got was my face glued to my phone with my kids over here going, mommy, mommy, mommy. And I'm like, I'm over here trying to make $7 on a mascara because that's what I thought I had to do to work from home. And so I got stuck in the cycle of parties and recruiting and salesy posts and cold messaging and follow up and all of these things. And so when we're talking about making $900 a day, working 2 hours a day, I couldn't fathom that because I spent 7 years in that world where for me to make $900, I had to get 128 customers. And so then I'm seeing somebody saying, hey, you can actually only work 2 hours a day. You better believe I was the first in line to throw hands and be like, that's a scam. It's got to be another MLM. It's got to be a pyramid. It's got to be like, I'm trying to justify it in my head because we are so conditioned to believe that if you want to make more, you need to work more, right? We're told, hey, go get a college degree, go and like, once you have your degree, go get a 9-to-5. And if you're not making enough there, go get another job and work overtime and another job, right? Until the day that you freaking die. That is what we are told. And so like I was always trained to think that way. And so I was mega skeptical. So I want you to understand, if you are here and you're sitting there and you're saying, okay, well, all of this, you know, these are pretty words, like sounds too good to be true. You are not alone. You're actually sitting with a room of people who had the same thoughts. Dead honest. Okay. When I went into this, when I tell you it was a Hail Mary for me, we were in a position where I needed a new transmission. I needed 6 rental cars while my car was in the shop for 6 weeks. I needed new tires. And all of this was while my online boutique like completely failed. I hadn't made a sale in there in 6 weeks. And so when I tell you this was a Hail Mary, you guys, this was like okay, I'm doing this, but I don't want to do this, but I'm going to do it like to try to make $1,200 a month. Okay. When I tell you these numbers, I want you to understand that I have been broke as a freaking joke. I have worked 3 jobs. I have been in a position where I was living in a tiny apartment. My tub spit up rust and grime, and I could not even afford heat for 6 months. Like, oh my gosh, like Jenna was saying, it is not a decision to be broke, but it is your decision to stay there. I say this all the dang time. So when I dove into this, I was praying I would make $1,200 a month. In my first month alone, I made $29,000. I've never seen an income like that in even a year. You guys, no joke, in even a year. In 2022, with my online boutique, I made $16,000 for the year. That was with my online boutique, okay? So when I hit that in my first month doing this, my husband and I are sitting here saying over and over, this is crazy. This is insane. Like, what is this? Like, this is a gold mine, right? I started to realize, man, something that sounds too good to be true actually can be good and true at the same dang time. 5 months and 8 days in, I hit my first 6 figures. And now I am 9 months in. I'm not even to 10 months yet, you guys. And I am now over $300,000 in less than 10 months. I actually hit 300K yesterday, and now I'm already at about 310. Like, that's in a 24-hour span, okay? That is how wild this is. The last 4 weeks, I've made over $100,000, and that's with the launch of this program, all right? With the launch of this, that is what we have here, you guys. It is a freaking unicorn gold mine opportunity. So the 3 things I'm going to tell you, these are the 3 things, because everything that everybody else has already told you about what it takes to be successful, I could echo on that time and time again about being coachable, being consistent, having the right mindset. Abso-freaking-lutely, every one of those things. The one thing that I will, or 3 things that I will say. Number 1, I am a shares person, not a salesperson. 100% of the time, I am being a shares person. That means I'm relating with people. Okay. So when I am like, I create content, that's what I do in part of my 2-hour workday. I create content. I am doing that with the intention to relate with somebody. So I talk about my life. I talk about being a boy mama, having special needs kids, being an army wife, like, and I'm sharing about what I have found, because there are plenty of people on the internet, if you're just scrolling, that could say, hey, you guys, do you want to learn how to make $900 a day and work 2 hours a day? Say me. Like, there's plenty of people that could say that. Those are the salespeople, right? But when you are connecting with somebody, when you are sharing, it hits a completely different way. Ask yourself this: if you go and buy furniture at a store, are you more likely to buy from the salesperson that's following you around, that's just like, okay, you want this couch, let's go buy this, right? Or the person that's getting to know you, getting to know what you want in your furniture or things like that, all right? Wildly different. Second thing I'm going to tell you is it takes a CEO mentality. You guys, nobody, Michelle has said this before, nobody has ever made 6 figures with their hand being held. Now, hear me out, y'all. Hear me out. You don't need a mentor to succeed here. You don't need a mentor because everything is spelled out for you Barney style. I mean, the way that the entire program is set up is basically holding your hand, but you have to have the CEO mentality to know, okay, if I need help, I'm going to utilize the search bar. I'm going to utilize our community. I'm going to utilize these videos. I'm going to be proactive in making this work for me. You have to have a CEO mentality, okay? The third thing, every single time that I am creating content, I do it with the intent to get somebody to stop their scroll to listen to me. I do it with the intent to set myself apart from every other piece of content that they see on the internet. Talking about TikTok, for example, because where I market, I do everything on TikTok. Doing that, my intent is to get someone to stop their scroll for me in 2 seconds. When you are relating with people, when you're being a shares person and you're doing this with the intent to get somebody to stop their scroll, my goodness, you guys, like, you can go from 0 to hero, like, in a month. I'm not kidding you. And so I want you to understand that wherever you're at right now, whatever the first half of the year was for you, it's gone. Okay, it's gone. Put it behind you. I started this July 19th of last year. I was broke July 19th of last year. And I ended 2023 as a 6-figure income earner. So where do you want to be at the end of this year? You have that decision to make right now. So that is my story of how I've made over 300 grand in the last 9.5 months. And I cannot even tell you guys, the most exciting thing for me with this entire journey is seeing the fruit of me sharing. And what I mean by that is, like, the people that have gotten a program and then seeing them come home to their babies, leaving their jobs, and now making like their first 6 figures and so on and so forth. I have a couple people that I know that, like, I have helped them become 6-figure income earners because I said yes to this, right? And so one of my girls, she's not able to share tonight, but I want to tell you a little bit about Chrisanne. She was going to share and she's not able to tonight, but she is a mama to 5. She does acting and all of these multiple jobs on the side. And she wanted to add this to her plate, even though she's like so busy. She's got all of this stuff going on. And so she started this, I believe about 6 months ago. And in her first 6 months, she hit 100 grand. And now get this, because her parents watched her. I don't know if they're on here tonight, but her parents watched her for 4 months and they watched her until she hit 80 grand. Okay. And then they said, you know what? Why not us? Like, even though they didn't know anything about tech or social media or anything like that too, but they saw their daughter do it. And they're the cutest couple. I don't want to get their ages wrong, but I think they're like 64, 74, something like that. Okay. And they've never done this before. In their first month, they hit 10 grand. And so this is just, it's a ladder, right? Of the people that you impact and then the people that they impact. And it is changing lives. And it is the coolest freaking thing to be a part of. So that's a little bit of my story and then Chrisanne's story. And now one of my other girls, Ashley, I get to introduce her to. She is also a stay-at-home mama, and she hit her first 6 figures very quickly as well. And I believe she's now over 165 grand in just a few months. I believe like 4 or 5 months, she can tell you. But Ashley, are you here?
I am here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited, my friends, and just so honored to be sharing with all of these superstars. But I really, really hope that you are catching a vision for what this can be for you. And I really, really hope that you are hungry for change, that you are hungry to do what it takes to pivot. Because here is the reality. I'm a stay-at-home mama, and I have always wanted to be a stay-at-home mama, but that wasn't a choice for me in the beginning. And I went through the corporate world. I went through 3 layoffs through no fault of my own. And when that happened, it was actually a huge blessing because I was like, this is going to be my opportunity to maybe go into network marketing and figure out that I can be home with my kids. And I spent 8 years in that space. And I love network marketing and it can be good. But here's the thing, like, you're making a very small percentage. And the truth of the matter is that it is hard to win big in that space. And it is hard to help a lot of people win. And my goal and my heartbeat is to not only succeed, but help a lot of people find the freedom and unlock those chains that hold you back. And the truth is that you have chains, and maybe it is a financial chain. Maybe it is emotional stress. Maybe it is even a physical chain of like not being able to leave a job you don't like or not being able to be home. But when you can bring extra income into your wallet, you will get options. And options will give you freedom, and it will allow you to choose what is important to you, but most importantly, what is not important to you and what you don't want in life. You don't want to have to work overtime. You don't want to have to miss out on your kids. You don't want to have to rely on the 9 to 5 because you are hearing a lot of consistency with people that have gotten laid off and realize the importance of another stream of income. You were hearing people that wanted more for their family. And I talk about this a lot. When you hit your D-Day, that is your desperation day, when you are ready for change. And after spending 8 years in network marketing and having some success and having some failures and the ups and downs, I got burnt out. And while I did have some financial freedom, I did not have time freedom. And I cannot tell you how much time I missed out on my kids. While we were home, I was still living on my phone. We would go on a vacation and I was hustling the next sale and I was messaging a million people. And this business is different. And I want you to know that this is a solution if you want it to be. I sat back and I watched for almost a year. And I actually bought another course that was debating between this and another course. I bought another course, and literally 3 days later, I bought this because it's a program, and a program that is interactive. You are going to get mentorship. You are going to get guidance. You can be a beginner. You don't have to have a following. You don't have to have tech skills, and it teaches you the automations so you can literally put your phone aside. This morning, I was getting my kids ready for school and I had a $900 ding come in at 7:30. I had another $900 ding come in at 8:30. I had not even picked up my phone. And then I was walking with my husband and I had another $900 ding come in while we were walking. And that is the power of what this is. And so if you catch the vision of what this can be, what has made the success for me, and I am, like Victoria said, I've made almost $69,000 in 4 months. And so when I saw this, I was working harder than ever in network marketing and my business was going down. And I sat back and I was like, this has got to be too good to be true, just like everyone else is on here has said. But I said, you know what? Like, what if it's not? I am sitting here watching the world go by and people make crap tons of money and I am missing out. And I knew about social media, but I said, if I can get this and I can learn just a little, then it's a win. And if I can resell one course, then I have made my money back. And that was my goal. Literally skeptical, and my income was dropping. I was like, I will buy this. If I can help one person, then that's great. And then my goal would be to make a couple $1,000s. And I guarantee you, if you were to ask all these top earners, most people, and I know Michelle shares this, most people have a small goal. Like Michelle, I think, wanted to make like in the 50,000s in her first year. I heard Victoria's story of making $29,000 in her first month. And I said, if she can do it, then I can do it. Because here's the thing. A lot of people have been to the moon, but it took one person. It takes one person to do anything in the world. And if one person can do it, then you can do it. But you have to have the grit. You have to have the consistency. You have to figure it out. And I made $22,000 in my first month. That is more money than I had ever earned in any corporate career in the medical field. That was any money, biggest month out of all my network marketing. And in my third month, I had a $50,000 month because I kept going. And what you will see is that the more that you serve other people, this is a business of helping others, casting vision, explaining what this is, helping them unlock freedom. And by helping other people, it's going to be an automatic win for you. And so the $900 may like blow your mind and you're like, how are people earning $50,000 in a month? You can get started. And if you plug in and follow the program, $10,000 can absolutely be attainable by the end of this month. And we have 2 weeks, and you may be blowing your mind on that, but that is literally helping 11 people get started with the Legacy program. So this is not too good to be true. And I always cast vision for that legacy. So be real, be raw, do it messy, do it scared, because if you never get started, then you're going to fail. But I promise you, nobody will fail in this program if you show up, if you apply what you are learning, if you're coachable, if you're excited. And the other last thing is share daily. It is okay. You are not blowing up your feed. And I promise you that not every single person is in your feed every single day. The algorithm is different. And there's a lot of different platforms, but don't set limitations for yourself, because the people on this call right now that have earned 6 figures, I guarantee you didn't set limitations. And some of the things that I see that people come to me and they're like, well, I'm not making any money, but I'm not going to post on my Facebook because I don't want my friends and my family to know. And I'm not going to do this and I'm not going to do that. And I'm like, well, here's the deal. If you treat it like a business, you will get paid like a business. And if you are in a cubby hole, you will always stay there. And so you have got to get out of that. You are not a flipping tree. Go move, go break the chains, because this absolutely is a life-changing business if you choose it to be. It is such an honor to share. And I'm just so excited to lock arms with each and every one of you. And truly, like they said, let this be day one.